Hello everyone, Jimmy here. Before we dive into this week's episode, I wanted to issue a sincere apology from myself and Yo. You'll hear it in the audio, and, due to scheduling conflicts, we couldn't re-record. We're both sorry for the sloppy audio this week. In addition, big weekend for Uncle Yo. You can see him live at MagFest on Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m., headlining the first ever Mag Laughs at the Gaylord National Harbor in Maryland. And then, all day Saturday, January 7th, see Yo at Couture. And post-postscript, there was a great disturbance in the force. Our prayers and hope to the family, loved ones, and dog of Carrie Fisher. Jedi Princess, you will be missed. Join us in a moment of silence. May the Force be with you. And now, on with our feature presentation.
Welcome, totally human listeners, to Neighborhood Watch, a narrative horror podcast set in the RPG world of Hunter, the Vigil. Due to adult language and violent nature of the stories told, this podcast is rated M for mature, and we strongly encourage listener discretion.
Episode 4, Incubation. My name was Madge when I arrived up north. Alone we are fragile, together we are strong, and strength is only dangerous when you stand in its way. Some people think that Newark, New Jersey is scary. They're right, but it ain't scary the way Appalachia country is scary. Rather than the darkness and the silence of the mountains, evil hides in the bright lights and the white noise of the cities. Rather than hiding under the skin, it hides under the streets. When I pulled my truck in, I didn't have much to my name aside from a few changes of clothes, Clyde's copy of the Guthrie, and a couple of heavy steel boxes welded shut and covered in glyphs, markings from some long-dead language. I occupied myself with a dive bar at night, pouring drinks, mopping the floor, tossing out truckers and teenagers alike. And I looked old enough to where nobody'd want to fuck me, and ugly enough so that nobody'd want to fuck with me. Only one that ever told me I was pretty was the ghost lady. It took me the longest time to adjust to city life. All the options, they can simply overwhelm a body. Walking down the street just for groceries, the constant buzz of people being an inch of drywall and 6 feet close to you all the time. Some of the voices were my neighbors above, below, around. Some of them came from the streets, some of them came from elsewhere. And I did my fair share of keeping my mouth closed, until the kids started going missing. You see, my apartment was above a crosswalk and a bus stop for the nearby elementary school, and the kids' chatter in the morning always woke me, no matter how late I'd stayed up the night before. But they stopped one morning. Talking to some of them told me that the kids weren't showing up to class or at home. I kept asking around, but nobody knew. And then, one night, there was a stumbling coming from the back of the prep area, and a metal bowl clattered to the kitchen floor. I found a young girl, maybe 8 years old, shoveling handfuls of bar nuts and chips at her face, some of them even reaching into her mouth. As soon as the lights come on, she shrieked, and I saw the skin around her eyes was taut and covered in dry red bumps, the way Charles's eyes had been after his emergency treatment years ago. When I had the girl good and hogtied, I don't know what I should have done with her, who to contact. Child services, the police, an exorcist. I didn't know no hunters up north yet. I had seen her by the bus stop weeks before, laughing on her phone, pulling the other girls' pigtails. Now she was just plain feral. No words, just biting anything that she could swing her head yet. Her teeth were all chipped and her fingernails stubbed down and bloody from scratching at something. Early that morning, the steel box, the one I had stolen from the Gunthries, changed its behavior. It stopped mumbling in Latin, it spoke in plain English, and it called to me by name. It asked me if I cared about what happened to the girl, about the others who had been taken as well. It asked me if I felt like doing anything about it. There was a panel that you could open with a flathead screwdriver. A tiny panel we had opened the night that my sisters and I took care of the reintegration church. After I pressed my ear to the side of the steel box, I heard very clearly a name and an address. I don't pretend to be on the side of no angels, and I don't even know if killing the bigger bad guy makes you the good guy. I don't even know if using their tools makes you no better. All I know is, when I got to the abandoned food court beneath the train stations, the voice within the box had guided me true. And I found those missing kids, stacked in cages like an animal shelter, and the look in their eyes told me that they weren't kids no more, and they never could be again. The doctors down there weren't expecting company, or the ear-tearing bang that erupted from both barrels of the Gunthry. I fired too many shots that night. Eventually, I wasn't even the one firing exactly. I felt the rough handle of the Gunthry like shark skin bite into my hand until I bled. I remember pouring scrap metal and debris into the revolver chamber, and solid bullets coming out. I remember not taking aim by the end, and people still falling. I remember the look in that doctor's eyes when I told him I was a Gunthry, and he looked up recognizing me. His face drooped, and he said, "Up here too?" I remember going back home that night, patching up my hand, laying the warm, satisfied, and spent Gunthry back under the bed, like a toy used all night long, and I remember thanking the voice within the box. My name is Madge Gunthry. I'm holding a cat on my shoulders, a flashlight, and I'm trying my damnedest to descend a metal ladder all quiet-like. Never know what you're gonna find when you explore the underbelly of a city. I'm straining my ears for any signs of breathing, any footsteps. I don't want nothing below to know that I'm coming. And then my phone goes off. Damn it. It's Angela Gonzalez, the girl who patched me up under the table earlier this week. She says that she's hiding with a friend, and that the backside of her house just got shot up. Assault weapons, pistols, maybe under an hour ago. She ain't heard nothing back from her father or her mother yet. Oh, shit. It might not be connected to my investigation into Dr. Miker, but if it is my fault, and if that girl bleeds, someone else is gonna bleed deeper. I'll make it to the bottom of the ladder, and there ain't no sunlight getting down here, but I'm surprised to still see some fluorescent lights flickering on the floor below. Deep underground lab still has electricity running. Means it might also have water. Might be connected to water pipes. The pale yellow light flickers, and I hear them scraping across the floor, feel them brushing against my feet. Maybe dozens of cats scraping, mewing, climbing all over the tables and the filing cabinets, the broken computer terminals, some of them crawling up the back of my leg. Whole floor is bubbling with tails and yellow eyes, patches of black and orange and white fur. I slowly step off the ladder, and the orange cat who was with me jumps down and runs to a corner. The fluorescent light snaps off with a deep click from a switch. The Gunthry's out before I know what's coming. Pale woman stands at the only threshold to the room, only entrance and exit save for the latter. She's tall and scrawny, the kind of scrawny made of nothing but muscle. Same kind of scrawny as Clyde. She's twitchy and pale, and I don't know if she's fully dead or just tainted. Be a shame if I had to kill a regular homeless woman. Bigger shame if she killed me. Nature always hates a vacuum, though, and this lady must have moved in when the doctor left, whenever that was. But then who is paying for this running electricity? The lady is draped in more furs than Cruella de Vil, and I hear her knuckles crack as she makes a fist. A loud hiss, and I can't tell if it's from the cats or her.
Who's there?
Stay right where you are, darling. I just need some information. Please, where is the doctor who owns this place?
He's gone. Has been gone. Gone for many years. This is Linda's haven now. Linda and the cats, both whom you are disturbing.
Don't take another step. Look at the thing in my hand and realize this can get very ugly very fast.
I'm very much both. Little Hunter and I don't take too well to threats.
Then maybe you can help me and I can be on my way. Did the doctor leave behind any of his notes or research?
Dr. Micah left everything behind.
You know his name? Okay, let's start. Please, I need to find him.
He's dead.
I think we both know you're dead walking proof that he ain't.
Fair enough, little Hunter.
Please, I need his notes. I need his research. He's still continuing whatever he was doing. He's kidnapping children.
Children? The children of this neighborhood are very kind. They feed my pack, and they feed me as well. When I need it, I can't tolerate someone hurting children in my domain.
Then believe it or not, I think we're on the same side.
I define a side among thousands of grays. You see that filing cabinet in the corner? All his notes are still there. A very, very, very sloppy escape he must have made. You brought back Chester. So you have my word. As long as you don't harm a cat, and as long as you don't hunt me, I'll return the favor, and you may take what you wish.
Chester, the orange cat, weaves through the lady's feet, and she waits for me to holster the Gunthry before she opens the filing cabinets personally. She hands me their key. She tells me that her name is Linda when she sits in a roller chair. Seems that she and the cats moved in about 6 months ago. Place was dry, out of the rain, clean running water. She got comfortable. And she mentions I'm also lucky to be around so close to dawn. Otherwise I might have met her master. Capital M. I have to pretend I didn't hear that. Last vampire's ghoul I met ended up in a soundproof box alone with Bishop Mancini. I scramble to find something that can lead me to Dr. Micah. My foot kicks something hollow and plastic, and I find a firefighter's jacket flopped over. Looks like a mini fridge. Tiny fridge smells so bad the cats move away like magnets when I open it. Vials filled with black boil samples. Some other types of skin. Iced over hypodermic needles. Oh, I found Micah's lab all right. But where the hell is he now? Linda calls to me and points to the hallway she come from. She tells me we're so far underground, there's a makeshift door into the sewers. Of course there is. I'm getting a bit too friendly with the underside of the city recently. Phone signal's dead, of course. But what's not so ordinary is that the subway tunnels are bone dry. Did the water get rerouted somewhere else? They got shut down while the city keeps the lot above us unoccupied? The hell is happening? I do catch something with my flashlight, though. I find crappy IKEA shelves, dry rotted, particle board, extension cables, clip-on desk lamps, and notes. The entire desk is covered in dry bits of fur, fleshy bits covered in teeth marks. Handwritten note is all chemistry notes. Might as well be Greek to my dumb ass. One of the shelves has a digital voice recorder on it, though. And there's one recent entry made maybe 2 days ago. Day 45 of Project White Cell. Samples I've extracted from Templeton show promise against most virus samples, but do not transfer successfully into a human host. So far, 3 samples of the local homeless population have developed the protective black skin extrusions in response to Templeton's immunity cells. They do not survive more than 1 night. Further chances of developing a blind-controlled group within the local population failed, and now the water treatment plant has doubled security. Only chance of successful incubation is in a female subject aged approximately late 40s, early 50s. Hitting her with a Templeton injection 5 days ago shows no signs so far of physical fatigue, black skin extrusions, nor blood poisoning. Templeton has been unable to track and capture her, though. Need to bring her back to the lab for a blood sample. She may hold the crucial key to this project. Her blood may hold the next step in human immunity enhancement. Sending out Templeton again to track her once the sun sets. It looks like I ain't the one who's been hunting after all. Then there's a slithering behind me, and a heavy padded footstep. Tunnel's barely taller than I am, and I am not tall. My flashlight catches furry muscle and a mess of shiny black eyes. The Rat King is back and on 2 legs again, maybe 30 feet behind me. I aim the gun 3, but my ears start ringing, and I ain't fired nothing yet. I've never been disabled before, but it feels like so high-pitched my eardrums are begging to be left out of my skull. Rat King cocks his head and turns away, oozing away on 4 huge legs. I still have the willpower to pull the damn trigger, and the gun 3's barrel lurches in lightning and thunder. And the Rat King doesn't even react to the shot. The ringing in my head calms and finally dissolves. What was that? Some kind of a call whistle? And it looks like I'm in control of my body once again. Like an idiot, I chase after the Rat King, which my damn gun is useless against. Sunlight coming in from above, and a maintenance ladder leads up. Daylight, harsh, white gleaming on the glass windows of the towers among Astoria. I'm in another construction site. Too early for anybody to show up yet for work. No sign of the damn giant rat, neither. I'll make a quick phone call to Dion and Danielle. Lord knows they're never more than 10 feet apart from another. Call one, you're bound to get the other. There's a groggy, sleepy teenager slurs an answer. I tell him to get to the Gonzalez's place, the one with the pretty girl he remembers. I tell him I need recon of the damage after the shooting. He mumbles some half-assed excuse, and I tell him I know his ass ain't going to school right now. Just save the damn girl. My phone call gets interrupted. It's the burner number that Bishop Mancini gave me a few days ago. My trail of the Rat King and Dr. Micah is going cold already, and I don't have time to take this. But I answer anyway. Bishop Mancini's deep, slow voice comes through, and even on my phone's shitty speaker, I can see how people can listen to him talk for hours and obey. There's a slow, rhythmic charisma when he talks. He tells me that his team within the Union have made a development in looking for the ghoul in the water tunnels, the one I originally came to him for help in searching. He tells me that whoever is spreading the sickness throughout the neighborhood using the water supply has had help, and he's captured some of the help, and the bishop would like my help in identifying them. He gives me a new address by a firehouse. I hear something in the background though, like muted sirens on his end of the call. He's not inside the building. He's on the street. He tells me that he's gonna stay in the city a little while longer until he's sure that he's cauterized all loose ends connected to Dr. Micah, and he's gonna purge the union of its cancer cell. He doesn't wait for me to respond. He just hangs up. He just mentioned Dr. Micah by name. Who had that information? The men in the van that I blew up last night? Oh shit. Were they working for Bishop Mancini as well? Did I eliminate his team of hired guns? Did he hire those men to follow me? I realize I can't go meet him, but if I don't, I'll look more suspicious, and that means more hitmen. The sirens in the background of his phone call, like police arriving too late. What if Bishop Mancini put a hit out on the Gonzalez family? Why would he do that? Where do I go? I have to move. I can't stay here. I have to make my way back to my real safe space, my armory. And Donnell calls my phone suddenly. He says that the Gonzalez place is surrounded by cops. He can't get close. He's tried Angela's phone, but she ain't answering neither. I tell him to stay out of sight, and I tell him where to meet me. I tell him he's gonna have to drive the truck again. My phone is lighting up. I'm getting picture texts sent from a number that I don't recognize. Blurry. Looks like the back seat of a car, trying to look out the back window. Faded neon colors of some gaudy restaurant on a street corner. Green steel pillar of the subway support. Means these are being taken and sent to me in real time. Outside a firehouse. The firehouse where the man from Rome wants to meet with me. I'm starting to put the pieces together. I'm thinking Angela must have picked up the cell phone of whoever found her while she was hiding out. She's sending me photos, hoping I can follow her trail and bail her out. I don't have no more time to waste, but I can't just go walking into a trap set by the man who was supposed to help me. He's already seen what I can do, which puts me at the disadvantage. And if I defy him, if I don't go to him now, I'll be making an enemy of Queens' entire Union compact and every hunter in my neighborhood. I start to wonder how good Templeton the Rat King really is at tracking. And I head to the firehouse to meet with the good bishop.
Neighborhood Watch is part of the Chroniclers of Darkness. It is written by Uncle Yo and produced by Jimmy Lin. Original music produced by Jimmy Lin. Excerpts from the album Hexed used with permission from Anders Manga. Special thanks as always to White Wolf Publishing and Onyx Path Publishing for giving us a whole new world of darkness. Without you, our paranoia wouldn't be nearly as charming. What was that scratch? Okay, it's gone. Comments, questions, extra scrap silver laying around you'd like to donate? Leave a like, share, or a positive review on iTunes. Or join our doomed cause on our Facebook page at facebook.com/UncleYo. This podcast is supported by patrons like you at patreon.com/UncleYo. So check us out and help fuel the vigil, because the nights are getting longer. Game on. Include everyone, and remember that death is more likely than retirement. But at least you won't face retirement alone.